And we're back here once again with another episode of the Iron Man podcast, episode 573. And this is going to be another rendition of Sunday Funday. And in this episode of the Iron Man podcast, we are going to be doing an open spoiler discussion for It Ends With Us. This is a movie based off of Colleen Hoover's book. She is a New York Times bestseller. That's all I'll say right now before we get into other stuff later on. There is drama surrounding the movie as well. As I told you guys before, I've actually did an episode of Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater on the movie itself, and that is going to be releasing tomorrow, actually, or is it Monday if you guys are watching this literally on Sunday. And I should have a video coming out about the drama itself, and that's pretty much it. There's not really much else to talk about as far as that, but there's certain contents of the movie that we need to be discussed here, actually. And this is going to be a movie where basically, it's a lot to explain, but we'll go over that in a little bit. We had I like to grease the wheels, have some fun, talk to a mustard guy for a little bit, because he was the only person that chose to watch this with me, because I was in a room full of women.
At first off, I didn't watch it with you, but let's not lie to the audience.
Oh, God.
We saw it on our own.
We saw it on our own, but we did watch it together in some sort of different Earth, actually.
Okay. Metaphorically, sure. We watched it together. We have both seen this thing, so yeah, I guess that means we've watched it together. Fair enough. Like the whole world has seen Deadpool, Wolverine together.
Yeah, so I basically imagined you next to me while watching this movie. Didn't you do the same for me?
No, not at all. I imagined you very far away.
Okay, that's good.
As far away as you are now, and then pushed at least 3 times further. That was how I enjoyed this movie.
Why? I just want to understand, man. Why do women always eat this shit up? I even said this in my vlog. This is the only movie outside of Deadpool Wolverine where I went to the movie theaters on Saturday. Deadpool Wolverine, I went for Thursday, but the last 2 movies I watched, Trap, Borderlands, and this one. Trap and Borderlands, no crowd. Absolutely it's just me in the theater alone. This movie, because it started for me about 8:50 with previews, 8:45, and I would like if a movie just started on the time it said it was going to start, minus the previews, actually.
They got to give you ads, man.
I love the ads. There was at least about maybe 12 people in the theater room, actually, which is crazy because
that's not no one. Lately,
bad,
it seems like it's been down, but fair enough. Yeah, the only full theater that I've been in since COVID is pretty much the Wolverine Deadpool one. It was just crazy opening weekend. It was, it felt like one of those old Star Wars ones where there's a line outside the theater. It was quite fun.
Did you see No Way Home in theaters, actually?
Sorry, did I see which one in theaters?
No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, No Way Home. Yes, I would have had to have. Sorry, I was wondering. It's no, I totally didn't go.
If you didn't watch it in theaters,
international waters there.
Yeah.
No, I totally saw that one in theaters. I'm trying to remember where that fell in the timeline, but yes. Yes, I was there.
Gosh. That movie had the hype that the MCU movies of the past did. Do you feel like Deadpool Wolverine had the same hype that No Way Home did? I don't feel like it did. For me, it was hyped, but not the same level.
It hits so much harder for me. I don't know, it could just be my feed, but it felt like every second commercial was one for this. It feels like there was just hype. And then talking to anybody, there was 2 movies that they were saying for this year. So I feel like this one had the hype, but maybe our circles are a bit different.
Yeah, everyone knows most people are on the For You section for Twitter, actually, because the regular people you follow would appear in the For You section anyway. This is how the algorithm would work. And on Twitter, I was trying to look through, basically if people were even talking about this movie, but not really. The conversation's mostly just been dominated by Deadpool and Wolverine, honestly, and and people just shitting on Borderlands constantly, and for good reason. That movie is bad, awful.
Can I ask you, why are you so obsessed with this movie? It Ends With Us. You couldn't stop talking about it. Like every time I've talked to you in the last like couple months, you kept mentioning it. The only thing you said to me before this is like, "Hey, Gray, this movie slaps." So I don't know. I thought it was a weird choice of words, but yeah. What is it about this movie that appeals?
It had
to
a
you,
white
sir?
girl. It had Blake Lively leading it. Serena
I get it.
Vanderwoodson. Then come on, man. What are
Yeah,
we doing
Ladypool.
here?
Okay, fair
Was
enough.
she Ladypool really? Or was
I
it
know
another
she gets
person?
credits in it. I'm not sure if she actually donned the costume. She probably did because her name's in the credits. Supposedly Matthew McConaughey was also like the cowboy pool or whatever. But
Oh my god.
I don't know. She gets credits in the actual credits, so I think so.
Maybe she did have something then. Actually. No, I wanted to watch this because I have a soft spot for these movies. I kind of grew up watching shows with similar premises, movies with similar premises too. These have always kind of been my guilty pleasure, kind of like shark movies or like the Fast and Furious movies. I told people before about movies like these, dude. What are these movies called? They're like so bad they're good or so bad they're bad, but I would still rate them the same. Like, even if a movie is so good it's bad, I would still have to give it the fair shake as if I would do any other movie. I feel like people can grade things how I want to. That's just how I do these things. Even if I went in this movie and absolutely just straight up loved it, well, I would still grade it on the same level as something that I obviously has a different premise. Horror movies get the same level of critique for me as well, because people say, well, horror movies don't like traditionally have like good characters in them. Well, that goes against them then, because if I'm gonna do it for them, I've got to do it for other movies too. Like, movies are like live and die by how good their characters are. I mean, I'm not gonna give movies free passes for stuff. I just don't do that kind of thing. But other people have their different ways of mastering criteria. Like with Deadpool Wolverine, I thought the villains were pretty bad in the movie, but if they were in another MCU movie, it would get pretty scrutinized. But what do I know, honestly? I'm just a hot, rich, good-looking guy, honestly.
Well, neither of those are true. But I don't know. The villains are not good, you're saying? So
Paradox
you
and
didn't like Cassandra
Cassandra?
Nova?
Not really.
So I thought Paradox was kind of fun, but I guess I'm a Succession fan, so it's fun to see Tom there as the bad guy. His accent could have used a little bit of work, but I don't know. I like Cassandra Nova. I like that they actually brought her into the MCU. That was a fun addition.
You wanted her to do stuff to you.
I mean, as long as she's putting fingers in other people, I'm around. No, what can I say? I like the character, the whole idea that like she basically gets beaten in the womb by Charles, and then she raises herself in a gutter. I don't know. That seems like villain origin story to me. So I don't know. I got a soft spot for Cassandra. Plus the name, Cassandra. Come on, man.
Yeah, I think, what else did we watch? Because I know I watched pretty much everything in this cycle of movies. I watched Deadpool, Wolverine, Trap, Borderlands, this. The only thing I haven't seen is like Despicable Me 4 and the Zachary Levi Crayon movie or whatever it's called.
Harold and the Purple Crayon?
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a book, so I understand why.
I'll be honest with you,
know.
that movie was not marketed to me at all. Like, I don't even have ad blocker on, so I would see the ads for most of these movies. That's why I sometimes still keep the ad still on, because once randomly I might get something cool that I might click on, and that's how I saw a Trap initially. It was just an ad that played, and I was like, oh, this looks pretty interesting. I could probably go to the theater and see this, honestly. But no. Some of the stuff for the movies coming out have been just absolutely borderline ridiculous. Like, movies like Trap are the kind of movies that I could understand why people don't go to the theaters for. They just do so many stupid things. It's just
are you
so
M. Night
much
fan?
bullshit. I'll be honest, I've only been exposed to his bad work. I've not seen his good work. So
what's his good work?
Stuff that people praise that I haven't seen yet. So that would be.
So have you seen Split? Have you seen Unbreakable?
No. So the movies that people consider him good, those I haven't seen. I've seen bits and pieces of the Avatar movie, but I'm not really an Avatar fan. But
why would you watch any of that?
It was on a friend's house, and I just fucking passed out. I was like, so bad.
Okay,
bits and pieces of After Earth. On like FX, they have those movies because they buy the new movies that come out, so they could just loop them. I saw most of the stuff on like
Did he
FX.
Do After Earth?
He directed After Earth, yeah, with Will Smith and Jaden Smith too. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess that's another M Night I haven't seen.
I've seen The
My
Happening.
bad.
That's just
It's so good. You mentioned like being so bad it's good. That takes it there. It's like, okay, no. You don't understand. Like it's a deep, deep, dark comedy. Who would put Wahlberg as a science teacher? It's a dark, dark comedy.
dude. The
I
movie's
like it,
villain is
man.
wind.
It's not wind, sir.
Per
It's
se.
the plants. Their spores, their hormones or whatever get taken by the wind, but it's plants. Plants are the enemy. Maybe.
Oh,
Who knows?
oh gosh. Holy shit.
Well, you're totally right. Not that I didn't believe you. I thought I was up to date on my M. Night Shyamalans, but
You're
apparently
good,
I
man.
need to watch After Earth now.
They did
Huh.
no, I told you before, I'm gonna go through his filmography eventually and just watch the movies that
No need
he's
to.
known for
You
and stuff.
probably shouldn't.
I will.
You know,
He's saying
you
I'm
should
not
see
good enough to be an M.
horror
Night Shyamalan
movies.
fan? You mean horror movies, actually. I love horror movies.
No, 4 movies. Just quattro. So watch Sixth Sense. It's really good. Watch Signs. You might like it. You should watch Unbreakable and watch Split. And then after that, no other M. Night movies exist.
Negative
You're good.
out of 10.
I don't know,
Ooh,
man. If you really want to have a
God.
chuckle, if you're in a bad mood, put on that movie. You'll just start laughing. It's a real dark comedy.
Honestly, in The Happening, Mark Wahlberg's facial features just kill me, dude. Oh, they're so funny. The eyebrow stuff he does is hilarious. You can tell he's just got the bag and just said, fuck it. Those are the type of movies you know that actors are doing there. Just fuck it. That's it. They're just getting paid a lot of money to be there. Holy shit.
It's kind of a cool like premise though. Like people just start offing themselves. That sounds awesome. And that could be a really cool horror movie. What we got was comical.
I will always say this about him. He has the ideas and the premises for what he tries to do is always unique and good. Just the execution, can be hit or miss sometimes, actually. Especially with Trap. Trap is just, oh my God. Oh man, since he's known for twists, now with each movie, his twists have to be bigger and better, more elaborate.
And
he can't,
it's the twist you were never expecting. The not actually a twist.
That's what happens. Like with him in like movies like Fast and Furious, they have to be bigger and badder and better every single time to top the other one. And it's like now we're getting to a point where there's no actual consistency. It just has to be bigger for the sake of being bigger. That's what happened with Transformers 2 outside of the writer's strike. Like, I think Shia LaBeouf had an interview. He was talking about basically they try to basically outdo the first one as best they can, but they ended up just with like what they got, even outside of the the strikes that caused them to stop filming.
Dark of the Moon or some shit.
Revenge of the Fallen.
Okay, fair enough.
I thought Revenge of the I watched Dark of the Moon in theaters. If you had actually watched Dark of the Moon in theaters, you had a great time in the theaters. The actual experience Michael Bay put on for the movie was great. I mean, it's arguably, I guess, the second best Transformers film, but that's not really saying much because they're all pretty like just bleh, honestly,
Yeah, that's kind of my opinion on them. It introduced the world to Megan Fox, but don't think it was worth it.
Do you know was another movie you could watch with me to help me out for a brother?
Okay, what is that, my brother?
I know you like Halle Berry Catwoman.
Oh, I love it, man. We're gonna get that sequel any day now.
We're definitely watching Catwoman.
I thought we were. Come on.
Halle Berry actually has a new movie out with Mark Wahlberg. Speaking of Mark Wahlberg and The Happening, there's a movie with him.
Hey.
It's a rom-com, actually. Let me see. What was it called? Fucking hell, dude. I'm just going.
Arthur the King, the song, the movie where he runs with a dog. Is Halle Berry in that one?
No, please no, because that just sounds like shit. Honestly,
I have no clue. That's the only Wahlberg movie I've heard of in the last while. What is this rom-com he's with? Apparently, that's right up your alley. So, yeah, man, let's have another rom-com date and talk about it.
I spelled Holly wrong. Guys. Kill me now. Halle Berry has a new movie with Mark Wahlberg out on Netflix. That came out.
Oh, it's just a Netflix movie?
Yeah, it's a Netflix movie. Yeah, so quality. Okay. I'm gonna be pretty subjective there.
Ooh, so they're going back to the slightly older stars. They just did that J-Lo one not too long ago. Now they're doing
He
a Halle
did.
Berry one.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. And they
Wait,
did
the
a
J-Lo
Eddie
one,
Murphy one.
wasn't that the sci-fi one, actually?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah. Did you
didn't end
like
up
that?
watching that one.
I did not.
I
I didn't hear
I
good things
was
about
gonna
it. I was like,
watch
I
it,
don't know.
and then I just kept hearing bad things about it. It's like, I think I'll watch something else. So it's
Hmm.
still on a list somewhere, but
I
haven't watched it.
will. I will never shit on him because he definitely tries to come up with unique ideas. I think with him,
I will
he
shit
needs
on
to.
him because he is really bad at acting, and he inserts himself into a pivotal character in every movie that he has.
He did it with this trap
But
movie. He did it with this
he
one
has
too.
some, yeah, it's his thing, man. It's like Tarantino. It's like, why are you doing this? Like, your movies are great, except for you in them. Except for M. Night's movies are not all great. But I totally agree with Tony. He has
Yeah,
really interesting ideas.
they just never because here's all. I don't know if he's always been the sole writer of his movies, but the ones that people consider really bad, he was the sole writer on. Even with Trap recently, he was the sole writer on. Maybe, just maybe, let someone else write the story. Let someone else put it together for him, actually. Because it really does look like this guy, writing might not be there. Directing, I could probably get down with that a little bit. Writing, oh, hell no.
I don't know.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Even that, like, I don't know.
Because I think
Trap
it's
is a weird mixed bag for me, but like there's surrealness going on. Like when he's like talking to like the t-shirt vendor guy, like all of a sudden it's this weird, like almost
he was talking to
fish-eyed,
a
super
black guy.
close.
You know that's dangerous already.
Yeah, I mean you're always on guard, you know. You have to be. But nah, I just mean
Here
like
we go.
it's weird, like what he does with the camera. It's very strange. Oh my god, I've been seeing that everywhere and I just keep scrolling past it.
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
I have seen an ad for the union. I think it's on. It keeps showing up on my Twitter, and I keep
You
scrolling
want
past it
you
without
want to
actually
watch it?
looking at it.
It's up to you. I could have to
Yeah,
watch.
we'll have a second date, man. Yeah,
We'll just
let's
do
do
this
it.
next Sunday then. Okay. We'll watch the
All
Union.
right.
I can't do an episode of Full Day going to the movie theater at my house, guys. Can't do that. Imagine that. Here's my house. Yeah, it's doxing yourself is not a good idea on the internet. But yeah, so I know Gray loves Mark Wahlberg. The last Mark Wahlberg movie I watched was a Patriot movie about the bombings in Boston. That's the last movie of his I watched. I watched it in theaters too.
I was gonna say that was a while ago, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, I
wasn't that,
haven't
like
seen a lot of his
Rico?
movies recently. Yeah, that was in like
Huh.
2017. It was like I think it was
Yeah,
called Boston Bombings or something. Her last
it's all
movie
a
I watched,
blur, but
she was in John Wick 3. That's the last movie I saw Halle Berry in.
oh
I don't know
yeah,
why
I
she
forgot
was
she was in
there.
that.
I don't know why
Yeah,
she was there. For what
I guess that's
reason?
probably the last one I saw of her too.
Fuck, I have no clue. Like, I think people shit on her too hard for Catwoman. Like, and she wasn't really that good at Storm either. But she's actually pretty talented. I will give she's definitely talented. Just if you're an actor, you do a really bad movie like Catwoman, or like she did Dark Tide too. We'll count with throwing. Dark Tide is one of the worst movies ever made. It's a shark movie, which is worse than most shark movies actually. It feels like people just only remember her for her bad work, and that sucks when only an actor is only known for their shit work. But they always say that
Hey man, she also had that one where she was a scientist in a psychiatric ward or whatever. Gothica.
wasn't she in that Moon movie with it's that fucking hell. It's with that one
Uh,
director that you know what I'm talking about?
I
Oh,
like to
I
remember
remember the
her
name.
from the movie Swordfish, where she did her finest acting. It was great. You know, it also it has some other great actors in it as well.
Why are you good? Why does Gray do this to me? He knows the person's straight garbage, but he'll be like, yeah, they're not that bad. It's like, Gray, stop doing that. Oh my god.
Hey
I
man,
think
she had a
James Wan.
run.
I think James Wan would have did interesting things to the concept. Yeah, James Wan is
It's a
someone
cool
where
concept.
yeah, I would say for me and James, what's the last movie of James Wan's I watched? Last movie. Fucking hell, came out 2021. It was Malignant. I watched that. That was the last James Wan movie I watched, and that was just a movie. Let's just call it that. I another good concept. Squandered execution, and I might be because some of these directors are so like the pressure is really on for a lot of them to the point where like they don't want to let any creative control even for a little go over to some of the writers and stuff like that. So I understand with movie productions and writing and everything, it's something where it can get a little, let's say, competitive. Let's just say pressure is on and everything. All right, let's start this off. Want to have some fun? Actually,
Fun?
fun. Are you ready for the amount of fun that is I'm about to just push into you, it's gonna be glorious, actually.
Please push nothing into me, but sure, fun.
But it's not
Let's have fun.
Tuesday. I was just gonna give you a
Exactly.
Hershey's. I was gonna give you a Hershey's candy bar. What do you think I was gonna push into you?
Nothing good.
All right, let's do this shit. Oh my god, sorry guys. Oh, just a quick update, guys. If I adjust my headset like this, the actual ear cushion fell off. And I thought to myself before I even did the Cloud9 podcast episode with Chaz that if I didn't have it on, it would be just fine. No, that would be terrible. That would actually just be garbo of audio quality. So if I can find my
you
tape,
don't deserve ear cushions. Come on, man. Get rid of it.
I hate you. So I'm gonna try and find my tape that I have in here. If I can find my tape and just tape it on, that'd be fine. But if not, I'll just go to Walmart tomorrow. I'll just get a new headset. I don't care. I've had this one forever anyway, so it's all good. All right, let's do this shit. Hey everyone, I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a movie review on It Ends With Us, which is a movie based on a popular book series from author Colleen Hoover. So I actually have explained this in my episode of Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater covering It Ends With Us. I've never read anything from this author, let alone any of the books from this series. But before we start going over the movie It Ends With Us, as we are going to be talking about it in today's video, make sure you guys go and subscribe to Mr. Gray Poupe. I'm going to leave his YouTube channel and Twitter linked in the description box below. Go and subscribe to his channel, follow him on Twitter, and give him some clout. So I'm going to ask you this before we start covering the movie. Have you read anything from this author at all? Or did you read the series?
Okay. Since watching the movie, I kind of tried to figure out what the hell is this phenomenon about. So I did a bunch of research into the book. I've not actually read it. Yeah, not really my cup of tea, if you will. What can I say? But yeah, I guess I can see why this is so popular now. It is kind of crazy. Apparently, last week it took the very highest spot that it could have next to an amazing movie. And then, yeah, it turns out what it was able to make in its opening weekend is better than what Romulus is expected to pull in this weekend. So that's crazy that Alien Romulus did not pull in It Ends With Us money. It is a huge, I guess even on their poster, it does say, based on the global best-selling phenomenon. So, it's not like there was a global best-selling phenomenon of Alien Romulus, so perhaps it's a little bit different.
Also, in this movie review for It Ends With Us, okay, we are not going to talk about the drama because that has no bearing on the actual quality of the movie, okay? Just letting you guys know, and I mentioned this before in the vlog episode of Full Day of Going to the Movie Theater, I'm going to just do a separate video on that because I know people would probably come to this hoping that we would spend like most of the review on the drama. Guys, that doesn't matter for the actual movie itself. That's like some trash talk that you do with like your buddies, actually. Okay, so now they got all that.
They're not getting along, man.
I thank you for letting me know that. I'm glad. Oh, but I will say this as well. In my theater showing, I actually had people in there for the last two movies I've watched, and you guys would have seen the movie reviews for those before you see this one, which is on Borderlands and Trap. I was the only guy in the theater. I went at like 9:30 my time, as I told you guys before in the group chat. Nobody in there, just me. I went to go watch this movie. There's people in there. I was like, wait, what? There was like a good 10, 12 people in there, all women, straight up all women. I will, for the life of me, never understand why women eat this stuff up. Women just love this shit. No matter if it's the worst thing ever or the best thing ever. Women just love it no matter what it is. Completely are in love with this kind of shit.
Yeah, I do agree with you that you will never understand what women love.
But after this movie, I do. I got in touch with my feminine side, and I was like, I get what women go through now.
That is rather progressive of you.
Ugh,
Yeah, welcome to the understanding group. Empathy.
yeah,
It looks
yeah.
good on you, sir.
Oh God. Well, I'll ask you, man. Since you're the guest here, I like to treat my guests with honor. I'm just kidding. I don't. I
Oh,
actually hate you guys, honestly.
hmm.
Let's start here. Did you overall like the movie? Not like it? Did you think it was good, average? What's your general thoughts of the movie? Let's start there.
So it is a movie. We can all agree on that.
Sure is. Sure is a movie. One of the movies ever made, right?
It has aspects that are positive. I kind of like how it's doing this unreliable narrator type deal
Mhm.
where you're kind of seeing these events through, I don't know if you'd call them rose-colored glasses, but she's not seeing them for what they are. And then later on we do get kind of her perspective shifts a little bit and she's able to reevaluate those exact situations that we were shown. uh One of them, for instance, for some reason this surgeon, he's amazing, his hands are a gift to man. He's amazing. Brain surgeon, right? It's either heart or brain. I think it's brain
You're
surgeon.
right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these hands are like gifts from God. They can reconstruct the brain. But yeah, he decides to open the oven and not use an oven mitt to like grab some dish out of the oven. And then it does like this camera kind of flash thing. And you think he just gets burned and perhaps his elbow just kind of connects with
Yeah.
like
Just yeah.
lively.
Mhm.
It doesn't show like, he's full on going after her or anything like that. And then he ends up falling and cutting his hand on the glass. But it re-shows that event, and yeah, it wasn't quite just so innocent. It was more her reaction to that. Um,
Mhm.
so the novels, they get a lot of controversy because apparently they're really accused of romanticizing abuse in certain ways and kind of making it seem like this is a very desirable relationship, if you will. And
Mhm.
they go into what exactly happened quite heavily. So I do like how the movie kind of tones that back in a way. I kind of like how it's showing you this recontextualization of an event, and it is doing that unreliable narrator thing. But man, so much of this just does not work for me. My overall reception to this is just uh, it's kind of a muddled movie. I think most of it is based off of the source material, like the characters' names. Like, my God, how do you have characters with names like this? So if you have a main character and you're going to name them Blossom Bloom, what do you think they're going to do with their life? Turns out, I mean, of course, they have the dream of opening a flower shop, right? Because what else could you
We
do
got a
with a
problem with
name
women
like?
having their own dreams, man. What are you, a
I
feminist?
want them to have names, but come on. Like, if you write characters like this person dreams of owning a flower shop, their name is Lily Blossom Bloom. Um, I don't know, man. Like, it sounds so like fairy tale book to me. The surgeon who she ends up having a relationship with, and the main part of the romance is Ryle Kincaid, the name Ryle. So it's like Kyle, but no K, it's an R. Ryle.
Mm.
Interesting choice. And then there is kind of a former lover, a flame, if you will, that kind of
Mm.
comes back. And of course, his name is Atlas because nobody is just named like Mike or Joe or Steve or anything like normal in this world. Instead, we got to have Lily Blossom Bloom, Ryle Kincaid, and Atlas Corrigan. So it's stuff like that where it's like, I don't know, you're really making me like
Mhm.
go into fairy tale name kind of
Mhm.
territory. I don't know. What did you think? Did the world all seem real to you?
Okay. So, like you, I have a lot to say on the movie as well. So I'll start it here. I did like the way the movie utilized the flashbacks because I feel like most movies don't do that anymore. I feel like movies generally never utilize flashbacks in a way where it could help you contextualize more visually what has been going on, right? Now,
And
people
they
don't actually.
did it way better than the book. Sorry, please
You're
continue,
fine.
and then
No, you're
I'll
fine.
I'll kind of let you know how the book did.
So
So the
the
book did this stupid thing where instead of doing like flashbacks, you get what happened in the past through journal entries or diary entries, really.
okay.
But
Yeah.
the conceit of the diary is she's writing to her best friend, Ellen DeGeneres, on the Ellen DeGeneres show. So all of the past that you get from this comes in the form of diary entries to her friend, Ellen
Right.
DeGeneres. This is much better. I like these flashbacks, and also
Mhm.
it was like a bunch of them kind of spread out. I can't remember if it was at the beginning of each chapter or if there were just
Mhm.
chunks of diary entries. But this, it kind of consolidates them into like just a few flashbacks of, her flame, and then a little bit of
Right.
the parents, which it works for me.
So, if people don't actually know, Justin Baldoni, who's the director of the movie, is actually also acting in the movie as Ryle Kincaid. Now, I know a lot of
He
people
is
have other
Ryle.
I know people have their opinions about it right now, but I will give him credit on this. To be able to direct an entire movie when you're basically balancing out personalities of the cast, worrying about catering and direct and the producers and writers, all that stuff. Then to not only do
Plus
all of
those
that,
abs.
have all those duties that you have to do on the movie set to get everything done, then to actually act in the movie too. I will say I will always give a person credit for that. That is a lot on a person's plate to not only basically manage all these people, all these big personalities, and then also be able to act in the movie and be able to act in the movie overall pretty well. So the story, we'll talk about the story like you said, because okay, how about I explain this to be nice to people? If you actually went through what this character went through, you'd probably really like the movie. But if you actually haven't gone through something like this, you're probably going to look at this movie and go, all right, what the hell? That's why the movie's pretty divisive. That's why I think people are very just kind of meh on it. I do feel like maybe in a long time from now, this is a prediction, it might not come true. Long time from now, this movie might get looked at a lot more better than it is right now, given the fact that more people might go through something like this and understand where the movie's coming from. But then again, that's just a prediction. That happens with a lot of movies that you don't even think it's going to happen with. And that happens to other movies that don't even actually, deserve it at all. So that's the flashbacks. I really enjoyed those. I really like the way he utilized the flashbacks because I feel like a lot of movies don't actually do that very well at all anymore. Blake Lively, if you'll know, I like her. She's a white girl, so obviously I gotta like her in general. But no, all kidding aside, I've seen her in Gossip Girl, seen her in The Shallows. Actually, I do generally like her acting as far as it's like B quality anyway. I feel like she's definitely a lady that can carry the movie, and she did carry the movie. Actually, she acted very well. She's definitely a leading lady material. But the problem with the movie overall, as what you've mentioned, is the overall story of it is there's two sayings that go with it, and I mentioned it in my vlog, which is history repeating itself. That's one. And what's the other one you would say? It's another saying that could go with the movie because it's definitely history repeating itself. And I think I said the second one in my vlog, and I just can't remember right now off the top of my head what it was. But they also do this trope toward the very end of the movie where something big happens and the character is like, hey, take me back, I'll change. And people know what that means. When an abuser tells you they'll change, they never do. So the movie
Was your audience kind of like falling for it? So weirdly, my audience was kind of like awing, and they seem to be really into it when
no,
Ryle
my different
kind of
reaction.
okay. So
Completely
when he's like building
antagonistic.
the crib and everything, they seem to be into that, and it's like,
No,
oh, okay, okay.
my theater audience, the full of women that we had, they were once it was revealed that he was being an actual piece of shit, you could tell they were like into him and he was trying to get her. And then after when he stopped, when it was revealed that he was actually doing he was actually abusing her, they were like, nah. There was a really cringy thing that he did. And obviously it's not as bad, but out of context, it would look kind of weird. Like she has the baby and at the movie, and he's like, hey, I'm your daddy. Okay, that was just weird. That was just so cringe dialogue. No dad
That's
does
the
that.
one time you can say that line, MSK.
That's it. That must have been the cringiest line of dialogue he did. It did it twice. I was like, Justin, you've been acting in the movie really good. Why'd you do that to me? That was beyond cringe. No one talks like that. Dialogue is terrible. Another problem with the movie, dialogue is it's pretty like you don't believe these characters. It's hard to believe in some of them. That's why I think the movie gets kind of knocked down a peg. The dialogue is pretty hit or miss here and there. Also, this movie, along with Borderlands, along with Trap, they're all rated PG-13. Why? This movie definitely could have benefited from being rated R. The sex
You
scenes.
wanted a hard R in this?
Yes, the sex scenes were terrible. The sex scenes were ass. Like, show me something. Like, I mean, she looks really good, but like, god damn, like, give me some sex in here. Like, god damn, he's like doing this like tender sex to her. Like, that's really gay. Like,
But,
no, you better
but why
pound that
would you
ass up,
want to?
bro.
I
Dude, he's
understand
literally
that's what you
doing.
always want to see in a movie, but it's a movie about so it's not exactly like a love story, if you will. Like there is the whole kind of side story with Atlas where it seems like
Yeah,
that might lead to something, but it's talking about trauma and like
yeah.
lying to yourself and being in a very toxic relationship. So I don't know. I think they hit kind of a good tone in this, that they're not trying to show Ryle as like a good guy. Um, However, they do make him in this a little bit more positive than he is in the books. In the books, he goes beyond like these three incidents that they show. He's just
Mhm.
constantly like kind of berating Lily Blossom Bloom.
Yeah.
And he's just a much worse character.
Mhm.
I don't know, but then they've made other certain choices with this character where, yeah, I guess we'll talk into it later. It's kind of a end of it type of
Let
spoiler. So I'll
let's
let you keep going with how you want to talk about this.
well, let's get into some hot juiciness. So, at the beginning part of the movie, Lily comes back to her hometown and she doesn't want to say anything good about her father because her father is dead. Okay, go to the
Well,
funeral.
she's supposed to give a eulogy and she can't come
Yes.
up with words. So her mother gives her the easy thing, like, hey, just write 5 good
Mhm.
things about him or 5 things you like about him. So she
She
has a
can,
napkin and she
and she
decides to
can
write
give
1,
five
2, 3,
things.
4,
Yeah.
5 on it,
Hmm.
but she can't actually write anything on it. But
Yeah. Nothing.
this is years ago, but somehow
Hmm.
this napkin sticks with her the whole movie. Interesting.
Oh, also, guys, keep in mind when this part starts of the movie, you're thinking like, "Damn, is she just a straight up piece of shit? Like she wouldn't say anything good about her dad at his funeral." Now, kind of find out later on in the movie, she was thoroughly justified in not doing it. But that's what I did like about Justin Baldoni's directing. He subtly gave you enough, but gave you enough and then cut it away to kept your mind guessing. That's what I did like about the movie as well. One of the good attributes of it, it kept my mind guessing, like, huh, did this really happen? What's the real event of this? That I gotta give him credit. That was actually pretty good. Later on, after that,
Yeah.
she's depressed. She's on this building top. She meets the other main cast character we talked about, which is played by Justin Baldoni. His name is Ryle. Talking
But
about the yeah, what?
you missed the part of the intro.
Oh
He
my god,
comes
the naked
storming
truth.
onto this
Oh my
Well, he
god.
comes storming onto this,
Yeah.
rooftop and just starts beating the shit out of a chair. Like, her
Yeah.
introduction to him is him just, like, literally
Raging out.
kicking and
Yeah.
punching, raging against a chair.
Yeah.
Now, why is he raging? Because he's this famous brain surgeon who
Mhm.
lost a patient. It's perfectly understandable. He's
Mhm.
had a bad day, so, of course, he can take it out on a chair, but this
Mhm.
seems like a great guy. And then, as you mentioned, then they've got to tell each other some. Did you call it naked truth?
They said naked truths in the movie, actually. That's what they said.
Yeah, and
Yep.
and they chose some really weird ones. Again, I'm not sure if it is the filmmakers, if it is like the script. I think it's all kind of stuff from the book, to be honest. Because, like you
Uh-huh.
mentioned, there is some kind of subtle stuff that Justin Baldoni's doing with his direction on this. There are things that are left for you to kind of figure out where they're not in the novelization. So I would have to think some of this,
Mhm.
they're able to kind of capture your attention and everything. So I have to think little things like that are in the actual novelization, the whole like naked truths. And then, so her naked truth is that she lost her virginity to a homeless
Homeless
man.
guy. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I would have to think that that's belittling, especially when it's, somebody that meant so much to you and it was a small
Yes.
portion of his life when he got kicked out
But keep in
and
mind,
right
that's the
before he
beginning
joined
part
the
of
Marines.
keep in mind, that's the beginning part of the movie when we really didn't know much about her to the point where then after actually after that there's a very key moment in the movie because later on she meets her what soon to be best friend and then there's a part of the movie the first act where she clearly tells her do not date him. Keep in mind the character that is her best friend is the actor's
So,
name is Jenny Slate. It's Alyssa. She tells
yeah,
her, "Do not
I
date this
love me
guy."
some Jenny Slade. So
Yeah,
Jenny
it was
Slate
good.
just happens to be walking by this random shop that
Mhm,
Blake Lively just bought. Lily
mhm,
Blossom Bloom just bought her flower shop. And
mhm.
Jenny Slate just walks in and says, "You need to hire me. I'm going to be your best friend. Let's do this." And
Yeah,
then
that's it.
she
That's it.
just so happens to be the sister of the surgeon that she met a little while back
Yeah.
beating the
Yep.
shit out of a chair on a roof, Mr.
And then
Ryle
yeah.
Kincaid.
And then she notices that Ryle is interested in Lily. And then I shit you not, people. This is why the movie just gets knocked down a peg each time. When I try to like it does this to me. Because she, like I said earlier, she literally tells her, this is her actual brother. I've never seen a sister do this in real life where the sister's been like, hey, he ain't shit. Don't date that guy. She literally tells him straight up, he's a piece of shit. You probably shouldn't date that guy. And guess what happens, guys?
Yeah,
They end up
he's not
together.
good to women.
She literally said, "Hey,
Well,
he's not good to women at all." And she's just like, "Oh, okay, I'll just date this guy. Oh, then later marry him."
oh,
Fuck.
spoilers, man. But
What's
yeah,
the
the
spoilers, you
other
bastard?
the other thing is Jenny Slate, Alyssa, Ryle Kincaid's sister. She happens to have a husband, and that happens to be other comedian Hassan Minhaj. But it's interesting that in these type of movies they always
Mhm,
put literally comedians as like the quirky best friend, and this time it's the quirky best friend couple. But
mhm.
yeah, it's just kind of interesting, BFFs just because there's a help wanted sign in the building that she bought. She didn't put a help wanted sign in the window, just there was one in this shop that Blake Lively bought. So that's what brought Jenny Slate around. It's interesting. I guess I'll let it go, but an awfully small world here in New York that somehow this guy that you meet on the roof just happens to be sister or brother to your new best friend who you just hired. Which that's a weird relationship as well. Hiring your new best friend to work for you. How's that working out for you, MSK?
So after the part where she says she lost her virginity to a homeless guy, then throughout the entirety of the movie, we get a series of flashbacks where the guy that she was helping initially, because she saw that he was just homeless and he stunk. For long story short, she gave him food. She let him come over, take a shower. Basically, they sat together on the bus. They started growing their relationship. This is the same guy that they later on meet in the movie, who's portrayed by Brandon Skeller, and he is Atlas, actually. Now, a
As long
very
as we're talking
Mhm,
about this, so you praised Blake Lively, you praised Justin Baldoni.
mhm,
Um, the lady who plays young Lily Blossom Bloom, young Blake Lively, her name is
Isabella
Isabella Ferreira.
Ferrer.
Man, she is amazing at playing a younger version of this actress. Like they got
Mhm,
somebody that looks very
yeah.
similar to her.
Oh,
Her acting is
and
like spot on, but
the voice.
she's even got like the
Even the
same like
voice was good.
birthmark too, like
Yeah,
whatever you want to call
yeah,
it, like a beauty mark on her face.
yeah.
It is interesting, man. That was an awesome casting, and it's awesome that they both seem to be about equal talent. And yeah, I dug the young Atlas as well. I guess Alex
I Okay.
Neustrad,
I'll say this.
whatever his name is.
Do you think the younger actor who portrayed Atlas was better than the version of him
No,
that was older? You don't think so?
I kind of like the older one, but that's because it feels like he isn't just some homeless kid who doesn't know what's going to happen. Like it feels like it is somebody who possibly did go through basic training or
Yeah.
something to make them this confident, fully fleshed out human being. Where you kind of get that it's a broken, scared kid before, even though both
Mhm,
him and Isabella Ferrer, the younger version of
mhm.
Atlas and Lily, they still look like they're 30. Like everyone
Yeah.
on this bus is like, where the hell are you guys going? Like this is you guys get a bus to work each day or oh okay, this is high school. Okay. I guess you got to do that, you don't want to pay kids and I think they've got like a requirement to how long they can actually be on set. So, yeah, of course you're going to edge everyone up. But yeah, I thought it was just weird even though they went with the younger version of them. It
Mhm.
still felt to me like that's way too old to be high school.
Yeah. I felt like the flashback actors that they used for them played up their romance really well, and that actually impacted the way they saw each other later on in the movie. So, okay, this is why this movie just ends up just like, oh, it just does this stuff to me. So there's many red flags to show this guy is basically not gonna be what we think because they make you think at the beginning part of the movie, he really is going to change. You know, he had said, well, basically, I've never really been in a relationship. I don't do that stuff. He's kind of a one night kind of guy where he, just like me, pounds a girl, leaves her, stuff like that, obviously. She's like, no, I want a relationship.
Except for the girl part.
And then later on, they play up them having some sort of romance and they end up together, obviously. Then there's one.
And then the sister also kept warning her, you know, like, you don't want to be with him. To the point where they were kind of hiding their relationship, their tryst from the sister. And then when she found out, she said, I believe, don't do this. I can't remember exactly what she said when she first found out. But yeah, so there's many warnings, not just, you know, signs that hopefully she'd pick up on, but actual verbal warnings.
The first one, I can't remember, was it before the sister was married or after she had the baby? It doesn't matter. There's a part in the movie where before he's going to work, I think she or him started making food or whatever. He goes over to the stove, puts his hand on the stove. Obviously, it's probably super hot. Stoves are like, 400 degrees? If you put your hand on a pan there, it's going to hurt. It won't burn your hand, but it's going to hurt. He's mad. He's angry. She comes next to him. And then the scene kind of cuts, right? But it cuts in a way where he hits her, right? But it's shown where it's an accident, right? And you're thinking to yourself, okay, you know, generally, guys, in life, things really do happen like that. Guys, I was playing basketball one time, and unintentionally, someone literally punched me in my eye, actually. He said, sorry, he didn't mean to do it intentionally. Things like that do generally happen. Like, that you could kind of chalk to an accident. If she's literally next to him right as he grabs something that hot, of course his hand's going to fly up like that. That's a natural reaction for everyone. But later on in the movie, it's revealed that this scene wasn't interpreted the way that we thought. Actually, he burned his hand, turned over to her, and then just maliciously hit her. See how different that is?
Because she was laughing. She was laughing at him getting burned or the ridiculousness.
That's why I enjoyed the directing, because you got two different interpretations of it. So it made your mind keep guessing. Like, throughout the movie, I was like this. I was like, I really was interested in what the hell was the actual interpretation of the events then, you know? That's why I was like, hey, this guy's got something good there with this. And then there was another part of the movie, this is after they're married, where they're arguing over something. Oh, because there's a part of the movie where Ryle finds out that Atlas is the guy that she wasted her virginity on, even though she clearly said that. She literally said that at the beginning part of the movie, I wasted my virginity on a homeless guy. I don't know why she said she didn't say that. That is just a flat out lie. Guys, women just lie repeatedly. You don't remember that they lied.
So I guess there's like one thing that we kind of glossed over. Not a big thing, but essentially after this thing where the dish gets broken, somebody gets elbowed in the face, and then Ryle gets his hand cut. They go to this restaurant that they've been to before, that Blake Lively happened to know that Atlas was the server at this restaurant. They go there and they find out that Atlas isn't only the server, but he actually oses the restaurant. But he sees that Blake Lively has a black eye, that she tried to put makeup on to cover this. She sees that Ryle Kincaid has a cut on his hand. He puts two and two together and knows that, no, this is not an acceptable situation.
Right.
So he confronts her while she's in the bathroom, and then God damn it, I can't say Ryle. I just can't say Ryle. So he happens to catch them together in the bathroom alone, and this just makes him so mad that he tries to fight Atlas in the middle of this restaurant, and Atlas kicks him out of there. So he's very suspicious of Atlas and tells her to basically never be around him again.
And then a few weeks pass after that. We're not really even told. Justin could have did this. They could have easily written after that how much time has passed after that, because they didn't say. And then Atlas comes in there. He basically he does that friend thing of like, hey, if you really need me, call me. My card's there. Later on in the movie, after they're married, like I just said earlier, Ryle's character finds out. He just grabs her phone and just finds that the card's in there. And he just storms off.
He doesn't find out that like she's been texting him or anything like that.
Nothing.
He just happened to literally put his number under her phone in the phone case or whatever. And supposedly Ryle is plugging it in or something, drops it, and the number comes out. he's magically able to say that, this is Atlas's number. I don't
He couldn't even
remember if he
confirm that she
called it
was,
or
because she wasn't doing anything. Like at that point, this guy's going mentally insane, guys. He literally flipped out for no reason other than, I mean, I'll say it's, most guys would be mad over that, but you can't prove that she was texting that person. He said he went through her phone. He didn't say she was messaging him. He didn't say any of that. But I understand from that point of view why someone would be mad. And then after that, he storms out, and then they're in the stairs, and then it cuts again. Same way before, like when she had a black eye. Later on, it is revealed that he literally maliciously pushed her down the stairs, actually. So, and that one is, you're just like, wait, there's something really going on here. You're thinking like, God damn, this is really starting to show what Ryle's sister said about this guy early on in the movie. There's another incident later on in the movie where, because the movie's PG-13, they're not going to actually show this like they did in the movie with the movie that Ridley Scott did, The Last Duel. They're not going to show the actual grade. Basically, she wins an award. She's voted like top 10 best business or whatever. And her husband Ryle finds out about that, and then he finds out what the symbol on her chest actually means, to the point where he's even though she's like, hey, no, I'm not doing this right now, he proceeds to almost try to grape her, and she magically is able to kick this guy off of her and run away. That's at that point you're just like, okay, this
goes
guy
farther in the book, apparently.
Yeah, I figured
it is a little toned down for this.
Yeah,
but he sees that symbol, and he doesn't like that she has that symbol, so he decides to try and bite the symbol off of her.
Yeah. Oh God,
it's a little over the top.
I would imagine in the book he actually did fully go through it great, but in the movie, obviously, since it's a PG-13, they can't show that. But it's definitely heavily implied when she's like, "No, stop," and he's just like, "Keep going." So the other part of her and Atlas is the reason why her and Atlas meeting is very unique in the movie is because after all the flashbacks, it's revealed that after the whole losing your virginity thing with him, I've had a lot of sex with girls, so I would know how that feels, obviously. One day, her dad comes home, and it's revealed earlier in the movie that her dad was just a piece of shit. He beat her mom, but she never left him. It's also the reason why she doesn't like her mom, because she just stayed with the guy that beat her. Kind of find out, also in the movie, after all these events have happened, she's been letting that happen too. Oh, history repeating itself. It's kind of the theme of the movie, actually. He comes home. He finds out his daughter is in bed with another guy. Now, to be fair, from his perspective, if you see a random guy in your daughter's bed, you don't know what to think, actually. Like, from that point of view, I could almost understand where he's coming from. Like, you don't know, if he raped her herself, he's been stealing your shit, nothing. And he proceeds to almost fatally beat Mr. Atlas to death. And keep in mind, at that moment in time, that's the last time he saw her. That's the last time they saw each other at all. And then the moment you mentioned earlier on, where they saw each other at the restaurant, that's the first time she's seen him since, like, she was, 16, 17 years old? So what, 10, 12 years of not seeing this guy, your first love, and she magically sees him owning a restaurant that they talked about him owning after he would go to the army and move it to Boston and all that stuff actually as well. So that's the reason why their dynamic is interesting, because they had all that special moments together, and then it was just taken away by her dad, and then they randomly see each other after she's already married to this guy, after she had already seen the red flags out of this guy. She had already had a black eye, thrown down the stairs, okay? He tries to grape her, and at some point, she does leave. She calls him, hospital, and then it's revealed that she is pregnant, actually.
When she's getting treated for the bite marks on her tattoo, where he almost bit off her tattoo, it's revealed that they can't actually take x-rays because they can't do that on pregnant women.
True. So now, movie all comes full circle. She ended up just like her mother. She didn't want to do that. Remember, that was the point early in the movie. She didn't want to end up like her mom. She ends up just like her mom. Obviously, he tries to get her back. Doesn't happen. Later on.
So this is where it got weird in my audience. It seemed like they were falling for Ryle again in this part. Like, he's coming by. So she's pregnant. She's now on her own. But he's coming by to help with, like, putting together a crib, a couple other things. They were, like, literally awing and stuff. Like, it seemed like they wanted this to be a romance where it gets back together.
No, please,
which is
kill me now.
interesting.
So bad,
but there's some fun things that Justin Baldoni is able to do with kind of the directing and showing this guy, where you can tell that he is trying to win her back. He is trying to kind of, soften her up to possibly being open to like rekindling something. They have a kid now. But
Mhm.
do you remember exactly when they get to the lines where they end up saying the titular line?
Oh, so he tries to ask her, "Hey, you should move back in," and then she just doesn't give him an answer because after that, or it was before that, it was before or after that, it won't matter. She talks to his sister again, and it's revealed that when he was younger, because it's revealed earlier in the movie, their older brother died when they were really young. And this is what happened to the older brother. Ryle killed his older brother accidentally with a gun that he didn't know was loaded. And then that spurred
I think
him to
when he
have
was
this,
6.
yeah, when he was 6, and that spurred him into having this constant rage of just being angry all the time. And to be fair, that would make someone very angry in life, knowing that they killed their own brother when they didn't know there was a loaded gun. Now, to be fair, what was there, a loaded gun in the house? It's never revealed why, but these movies always have their reasons. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
protection.
Mr. Ryle killed
Well,
his own brother accidentally when he was 6, and that caused his anger issues, massive anger issues.
so then she gets to where she's actually giving birth, and
Yes.
Ryle comes by the hospital. I
Mhm.
guess she's already given birth, so he's just coming by to say hi to his daughter as
Mhm.
well. Or I guess, is it a son? Because he asks what name she's given it. And it turns out that she has given the child the name of the deceased brother that Ryle unfortunately uh, shot when he was 6 years old. So that affects him a lot. And then it is a daughter, sorry, because she ends up
Mhm.
having this conversation with him where she says, okay, when this daughter, and she uses the name, I wish I could remember it now, but unfortunately, the
I mean,
deceased brother. Thank you. Okay, when she grows up and she starts dating,
mhm,
if somebody hits her, what would you tell her?
mhm,
And then Ryle has to kind of think about it, and he'd say, leave him, never
mhm,
be with him again, never allow this to happen again.
mhm.
So he kind of seals his fate in this relationship. And I guess this is where it diverges a little bit from the book. In the book, they do go on to co-parent, so it doesn't really end with them. But in the movie, they do change it to where Ryle sees the error of his ways, so he agrees to not co-parent, to just stay out of the kid's life and Lily Blossom Bloom's life. That it does end with them, this cycle of violence, of
Mhm.
trauma. And yeah, like every good movie does, of course, you have to have the main character say the title at some point to make a point.
Yes. And then there's the other line of dialogue where in the movie, at that exact moment, he says, "You should move back. I can get help. I can change." Classic abuser thing. They say they'll get help. They get help, and it doesn't work. That's a nice little touch there. So yeah, she says the movie's line, it ends with us because she really truly wants it to end with her and her daughter. She doesn't want the cycle to continue on, staying with an abusive husband that beats her because she feels like she can't get out.
She wants
Later
the
on,
daughter to never know this.
yeah, I think later on she does move away from Boston. No, she still lives in Boston. She just goes and does. Oh, she visits her dad's gravesite actually. And
Yes. And
yeah.
she brings back this napkin from the beginning that apparently she's kept with her all this time from the time of her father's funeral, where she actually like walks up on the stage with this napkin that has the numbers 1 through 5 written on it,
Mhm.
but nothing next to it, and then prepares to say the eulogy and then just like immediately runs off the stage. She somehow kept that napkin this entire time. And now she
Mhm.
lays these 5 empty numbers, just this thing that it's supposed to be just 5 nice things that she can say about her father. Uh, it's still a blank napkin. It still just has the numbers 1 through 5, but she's kept it all along and she lays it on his grave because, symbolism. She's letting this end with them. She's moving on now. Was that poignant to you, or did that? I know
It's
I
hard to
pissed
get
off some
behind
people
this
in the theater
character.
because I was laughing out loud when that
I
scene
dude,
happened.
I in the theater when most of the stuff was going on, I was like, this is so gay. Cause like, how am I supposed to get in? How am I supposed to like her character when you had all these signs there? His sister saying, "Don't do this," and then she ends up in this situation because she wanted to be in it. Keep in mind, people. There's a part of the movie where her best friend, throughout the movie, is there. It's announced that she's pregnant herself. She was already married. She ends up giving birth before Lily actually, and then when her friend is giving birth, that's when Ryle proposes to Lily, and you're sitting to yourself like, oh no, like it's hard to really get invested in this character and like her when you had all this right here, and you know, the flashbacks make it even more apparent that she should know better at this point than to pick someone like this, and she does, you know, like I don't. I can see why people are divisive on the movie. I mean, if you go through like a lot of the reviews online and everything, it's literally just straight down the middle. It's like there's some really good scenes here. There's some really good acting here. Then there's also parts where you're just like, what the fuck is going on? There's some parts that are just like mega questionable. As far as the chemistry goes, her and Justin Baldoni's chemistry. Did you like it? I feel like it was pretty hit or miss. It wasn't terrible, but it was
He
hit or miss for me.
played what he's supposed to play. Like he's supposed to play this like perfect guy. You know, he's got the abs. He's a brain surgeon, but he's also an asshole. I thought he played that really well. I could understand his appeal. You know, she's obviously an attractive woman, but yeah, when you're talking about the chemistry together, yeah, some scenes didn't exactly seem like they like
The
each
movie's
other, which
runtime is what 2 hours long too. Like, man,
yeah,
guys, I was in the theater and I was like, damn, this is 2 hours. This could have been like an hour and 30-minute movie. To be here for 2 hours. Holy
yeah.
shit!
But then you don't get to see like, you know, the fun way that it kind of ties it all together and recontextualizes these scenes that we've kind of seen before. The stairs, the thing getting burned, and then, you know, the bite or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I guess there is a lot of behind the scenes drama, which we're not going to necessarily get into, but that might have led to kind of the chemistry issues between them. Everybody at the press screenings of this and everything, apparently there's kind of two camps. Apparently the director is not with everybody else, even though he's playing the, you know, Ryle Kincaid, the second lead, so to speak, and he is the director. It seems odd. So I don't know. Something that big could lead to, I would think, chemistry issues between the two actors on screen. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm reading too much into this.
Like, I'll say this: outside of Blake Lively's character, Joseph Badawi's character, and the best friend, the cast itself really wasn't all that. Oh, sorry, and the flashback characters. So outside of those five, I would say the cast really isn't all that strong. I feel like the story itself, if you've been through this in life, if you've been through this in real life, you know Noah is better than me. Or if you've somewhat seen many movies like this, you know where these end up. These are very predictable movies, actually. You know, I like chick flicks, I do, but they're almost the same thing as rom-coms. You know where they're going to end up. It's not that much different, obviously. And I feel like the movie the pacing is so slow. There's moments this movie could have just gotten sped up. It was just meandering. I was like, come on, hurry up. Let's go. And I get it. Like, if you love the books, you'll probably like this movie. Keep in mind, before this movie was coming up before I've even read a book of hers, especially in this series, right? So I'm saying these things as someone that's not been an original book reader. So I imagine if you were already into the books, you enjoyed this. I'm not saying you probably shouldn't, and I'm not telling you that you should also have a different opinion. What I'm saying is, for a movie, this would probably just work better as just a TV show. I think this would be better formatted as a TV show because it just feels like it's just meandering most of the time. The dialogue also can be pretty hit or miss here and there. The sex scenes are awful. They're terrible. I hated them. They're so gay. They were so cringe. You could tell this was made for teenage girls, honestly. Holy crap. But I will say, there was some good stuff in there too. The flashbacks were pretty cool. The emotional moments were great. I feel like the acting really got to the best of its ability when the emotional moments happened, actually. But for the rest of it, it's just, I don't know. That's what it is for me. Like I told people before, this could teeter on a bad movie or an average movie or good movie, just depending on who you talk to, because this is the kind of movie that touches on a serious subject in which where if you haven't gone through this, then you're probably going to be like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is this lady so stupid? You know? Because I could understand average people going like, why is this bitch so dumb? there's actually just so many red flags there. Like this is, and she marries the guy too.
Yeah, but she's lying to herself. She's lying to the audience on like what actually happened in these
Yeah.
things. Like, it is kind of a fun reveal. Well, fun probably isn't the word. Effective reveal that you get to recontextualize what actually happened in all these events once she does go to the hospital with Atlas after she's been bit by Ryle and finds out that she's pregnant. Then she thinks about all these incidents, and that's when she's able to kind of through the flashback see the rest of those scenes that like, oh yeah, I was pushed down the stairs, oh I did get slapped essentially for laughing at him when he burned himself stupidly. um you know it's interesting. I think things like that are effective. I like the actors that are in it. Yeah, maybe the chemistry between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively could have been a little bit better. But I don't know, you don't want them to have too much chemistry. You don't want it to be like, but they should be together. Like you do want there to be an obvious, like, you know, they shouldn't be together. So that part to me, it kind of works. I like a lot of the camera movement that happens in there. A lot of the shots of kind of how fun her life is at certain times, especially when they're kind of doing the montage of getting the flower shop ready. There's some scenes that look really fun.
There's some scenes that are genuinely pretty fun. Yeah. That's why that's why this is a mixed bag, because
it is.
You want to like it. Like I do want to like the movie, guys, but there's just the other layer where it just bogs it down completely, you know? Like the mother. Like why would the mother at all throughout the movie have almost no influence on her? The mother throughout the entire movie has no influence on her at all. Now, to be fair, that is because she also keeps her mother out of it for the most part as well. But the mother has no impact on her. And it's like, man, imagine being that removed from your daughter's life. You have no idea that she was even getting married. Like you must like what kind of they never even explored their relationship. Like what I would have liked is that in the flashbacks, maybe she talks to her mom in a flashback to see like, why are you staying with my dad who's clearly, I don't know, beating the shit out of you? She asked her at the end of the movie when everything's over. Like, what is that gonna do? What the hell is that gonna do to anybody? Useless at that point. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
She thinks that she did better than her mother because she stopped the cycle where her mother essentially perpetuated it. It did not end with her, the mother. Instead it ended with Lily Blossom Bloom. I don't know, man. It's a real mixed bag. I like a lot of the actors in it. I like certain aspects of it, but yeah, I think
there's another
when you get to the actual story, when you get to the actual characters, when you get to the names, it seems so juvenile. It seems so YA in content.
Did you think there was too many?
It does seem like professionals are making it. Sorry, you said too many sex scenes for you?
Yeah. So a big criticism people had of it was too many sexy scenes. Did you think that was a problem throughout the movie?
Not really. I couldn't tell you how many there were. Like I know they kind of almost get together on the roof, and then there's like an emergency, and then she says that she won't sleep with him when he runs into her at a party at like the sister's house or something. They end up sleeping in the same bed, but not sleeping together. I don't know. Like it seems flirty, kind of courting. None of that seems like an issue to me. I don't remember like a ton of sex scenes after that or anything like that. Yeah, to me, it doesn't seem over the top or gratuitous or anything like that. It seems, par for the course for like this YA kind of story. Just it seems odd, the mixture of it. Like these are adult actors. It looks like a real movie, but it comes off like YA material. Like it just, to me, it feels like this is for a younger audience. It doesn't feel like this is for adults. It doesn't feel like they're necessarily tackling this at an adult level.
Like I said before, this is a movie where, how would I say this? Because people always ask me, would you watch this? Should I go watch this in theaters? I will always say this: go and watch movies for yourself and form your own opinions. I would always say that. Now, if you're asking me personally, because I always have two answers for this, if you went and watched this, I wouldn't tell you not to. I don't think I hated my time watching this. I didn't leave the theater going like, damn, I watched a straight up piece of shit. Like I watched Borderlands. No, but I would say that if you didn't read the book like neither of us have, you're probably going to have the reaction that we did, because most of the reception online is like, hey, they really did the book some justice here in this movie. some people, the same thing that people like us had. What the fuck are we watching? Like, what is this? You know, that's why this might be the most mixed movie I've watched in a very long time. I really don't know, honestly, when it comes to people's reception, if it's going to be very much just down the line. There's some really good stuff here, also really bad stuff. But yeah, closing out of the movie review portion of this part of the video, I'll ask you, what are your closing thoughts on It Ends With Us?
I'm glad it ended. Sadly, there is a sequel book, and this one did pretty good. 48 million or something its opening weekend.
New York Times bestseller.
It did not retain that lead in this following weekend. Alien rightfully took its second place, excuse me, I think Alien did take first, and I don't know. I'm not the box office guy, but it knocked It Ends With Us out of first or second. So I think that's about right to me. I don't know. I don't think I'll ever watch this again. I'm not dying to see what happens with Atlas and Lily Blossom Bloom after this, but that is where It Starts With Us. The second novel kind of goes off, but the second novel, it goes through a whole lot of co-parenting with Ryle. They made it pretty clear in this one that he has kind of signed away parenting rights, and it appears he's not in her life. So if they do make a sequel, Justin Baldoni did happen to mention he has no interest in directing it. Blake Lively should have it. So, the character probably wouldn't be in it. And I'm guessing the actor probably wouldn't be in it either.
Yeah.
I
would say,
do you have any want to see the sequel to this? Should they make it?
I'd go and watch the sequel. I would. I don't see why I wouldn't.
Fair enough.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't hate my time watching this. It's just that I hate when they treat women like this, because this movie proves that women not only can't pick proper partners, they're also just stupid at noticing any red flags when it comes to a potential partner. Like, I don't know if this movie does more harm for women or good for them, depending on how you look at it. Now, is this author's books where I'll go back and read the actual book or, read the sequel? Probably. It's piqued my interest at a certain point. Got to get in touch with my woman's side. I got this inner lady love for movies and stuff like this where I just got to understand what the women like. I have no idea what
inside of you have this inner lady love.
I just love the white girl dramas. I love it. But no, in all seriousness, girls just eat this stuff up. Hey, if you want to become a famous author that's rich and successful, write stuff like this. Girls just eat it up. That's it. But yeah, if it came to a sequel, I would say, Justin Baldoni's probably not going to be in it. You most likely have to recast him. And since he was a director, you'd also by default would have to get a new director as well. So yeah,
if you have to recast him, like they strategically said, I can't remember what the line is, but it basically sounded like he gives up parenting and he will stay out of their life.
Oh no, I was talking from like the drama point of view. If they did a sequel, if it's as bad as people say it is, they would have to just recast him.
But you're right. It just sounded like they were going a different route than they're not going to do co-parenting in the future. So just the character's gone. Just because since he directed this one, you'd have to not only recast him as a director, he's also the main actor in the movie too. So if they ever want to get that It Starts With Us sequel, because the movie made quite a bit of money. I don't know if it's profitable yet. It probably needs to make a little bit more to be profitable, but given its budget and maybe the low marketing budget Sony maybe set up for the movie, they're gonna push for a sequel. I guarantee it. All right. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys want to go and subscribe to Great Prepays YouTube channel and follow him on Twitter, I'm gonna leave the links down in the description box below. You guys just know from me, I love this stuff. I love chick flicks, and if more chick flicks comes out, I will be watching them. So, final question then: would you recommend this as a chick flick to people?
Then I said this in my vlog. If you're a girl, go watch this. You're gonna love this. If you're a guy, do not watch this. You will be bored out your ass probably. There's only two genders, So had to throw it in there. Make sure there's only two, I'll say girls just love this stuff. I just blow the mind why you guys like this stuff. I'll be honest, also if you're a woman for between, I don't know, 18 years or older, you're gonna like this movie. This movie's demographic is mostly for women anyway, so I wouldn't really recommend a guy to watch this anyway. Plus, if you're a guy, then you probably did this to your wife or girlfriend. This movie probably make you watch them in the theater too. Good lord, it might be the movie actually. It's that movie where like you're watching and you're like, man, are they talking to me with what they're doing actually? You know? But yes, thank you guys for checking out this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're a returning viewer or new viewer. Like this video, comment down below, and hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video or go live. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King. We're signing out, guys. Peace. All right. That was pretty good, actually. So...
Oh, yeah. Sorry if I sidetracked, and I think I talked over your closing at the end to ask you if you'd recommend it. So apologize about that, man. Okay. Well, then never mind. I take it back. I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Fuck you. I hope you go to hell, as usual.
I live in hell. Come on.
So as you guys know, the next movie we'll watch is... What's it called? The Netflix one.
Hold something?
The Union.
The Union. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I wanted to call it Hold Tight, but yeah, The Union.
I haven't watched a Netflix movie in forever. The last Netflix movie I watched was that Texas Chainsaw Massacre one. That sequel to the original.
That's also forever ago. Come on, you didn't watch Axel F or Beverly Hills Cop : Axel F? Come on, man. I don't know if you're a fan of the series, but it's better than 3. 3 was shit. This is 4. 4 is for a Netflix film, and for Eddie Murphy being like 60, it's not horrible. But yeah, I guess we'll watch The Union instead of Axel F. Fine.
Oh, because that's the thing is, maybe because the movie was so tied to the book, people say it was line for line. It was accurate to the book. That's the thing, though. If the book's material is bad, then that would mean directly the movie material would not be as good too. Peter Factor in, if you're taking something from a book that's not good, you translate it directly to a movie, well, the movie would itself turn out not good. That would just, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory right there. You know, it's kind of like when you have, it's like a Yu-Gi-Oh product thing. If you have one Yu-Gi-Oh product reprinting more Yu-Gi-Oh products, if the product before wasn't good, then the product you're getting now isn't going to be good. That's probably the best way of like looking at books to screen. If the book is getting adapted to a movie, if the book is not good, then there's good chances that movie won't be good. But then again, get out. To each his own. And I've always told people when it comes to like movie reviews and stuff like that, you know, you are more than allowed to think however you want about a movie. If someone says it sucks, but you say it's good or bad,
subjective, man.
All subjective anyway. Like I said before, I said this in the review, said this in the vlog. I'm just mixed. I honestly don't know. It's like, what the hell did I just watch? Or did I watch white girls having some fun? That's just what I do.
Like, if you had to score it, like I think Letterboxd goes 1 through 5. What would you give it?
God.
Or if you're going to give it out of 10, either way.
Because every time I gave ratings, people only just went for the rating and didn't hear what I said.
That sucks.
If I were rating this movie, God,
like, it almost gets a 7 on IMDb, and I don't think I'd rate it that high. I mean, I understand like some people really like it, so it's probably a mixed bag. But
because for my movie ratings, I go between like adjectives. So I would say terrible, awful, good, bad, solid. It's a fuck. I don't know. It's like
I think I'd have it as like
average. Like
fair enough.
Average to okay. Movie?
I was gonna say if it's out of 10 for me, I'd probably go like 5. If it's out of 5,
I wouldn't be having it as like okay.
It's, I don't know. Maybe I'd even go like a little bit above it. I do think that there is a lot here that is like, I'm sure Baldoni is going to be very happy with the product that he actually made on this. You know, I don't think there's any shame. It's not like the cameras suck, the music sucks, anything like that. Like, it really is good, except for the characters and the writing. But I think that all comes from the book. So, I don't know. Maybe I'd give it a little bit more. Maybe I'd give him 5.5 or like, I don't know, 2.75. But yeah, that's about where I go. Just a little above average.
Yep. And we'll do, what movie did you say you want to do? What's it called?
The Union? I don't know.
No, the one after that you wanted. There was another one you wanted.
I have no idea.
There was a movie you said. I just can't remember what the hell it was. There's because you said you don't want to watch
Swordfish. It's the Hugh Jackman, Halle Berry, amazing one from like the 2000s. or maybe it's even 90s now. I don't know.
This movie came out in 2001. Holy fuck.
Yeah. I don't know,
Ay,
man.
ay, ay.
No, we do not have to watch that one.
That
Just
just-
you mentioned Catwoman. It's like, okay, well, there's a decent Halle Berry one. She was on a streak from like 90 something to like 2002. I don't know.
Oh gosh. Oh
But yeah,
shit. So
I,
yeah,
I, I gotta
that's the thing
disagree with
though.
something you said at the beginning. You said that Halle
Yeah.
Berry was not good at Storm. Come on, man. She's a classic Storm. I like that. She might not be the best at Storm, but I like it. She wasn't the worst X-Men.
Hey, we're gonna have Sydney Sweeney probably as Black Cat.
I'm all down for that.
I'm on that.
Let's do this.
Sounds great. Yeah. I mean, that's generally the problem when it comes to books to movies. It's like, okay, how far does your attention span go with books actually? Like when you're reading a novel, can you read it straight through?
Pretty far.
Really?
Yeah.
Or do you do audiobooks?
So too? I love both, but
Okay.
I do way more audiobooks now because I can do more shit while I'm, like you can drive and listen to it. But yeah, I love an actual book. Like, I don't know, man. There's this weird series. It's like 14 books and they're all like super big, but it's Wheel of Time. It is just like amazing. It's kind of this one dude's version of like Lord of the Rings, and then it goes to his own world and just goes so beyond that. But essentially, like this wizard comes to town, and the chosen one happens to be there. Very Lord of the Ringsy, but then it goes its own direction. I got to be honest, I've read one of those books in like a couple of days, and man, my attention span of the book is pretty good. I don't know, man. You just kind of get bitten by the book bug, and then you got to get really into it.
Okay,
You don't have the same thing? You've never been able to just spend like days like lost in a world?
It ends with Us. Hardcover right now on Amazon. Hardcovers are about 16. Paperbacks are about $7, $8. This is before tax. And then the audiobooks are like $12. This is a 400-page. Okay, so the paperback was like 380 pages. Yeah, 400 pages for this book. Holy crap. God damn.
That's not that bad, man. You could do that in a day.
So this series, it was just 2 books. Okay, it ends with Us. It starts with Us. Oh shit. Maybe she should write a sequel called It Fucks
She's got another really controversial one that I think would be up your alley. It's kind of like the incel love book.
Oh,
yeah. I think it's called 9th November.
Are you saying that I'm an incel, actually? You calling me that?
I think you might identify with certain aspects of that group. They would allow you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All it takes is
so she's had a few controversial books.
A few.
And,
let's putting it lightly.
She's definitely been kind of lambasted as romanticizing abuse and certain other characteristics with that other one, the so-called like incel love romance book. So I don't know. She found a niche that controversy kind of propels her a little bit. It's interesting.
I'm not gonna lie. If controversy does breed something, because a lot of authors play it safe a lot, and they're like, oh, why do my books never sell, and this, that, and the third. And it's like, well, if you're not doing anything to kind of stand out, well, that's what it is, honestly. If you're doing literally nothing to make yourself stand out at all and to make your work known, you gotta. So someone said this a long time ago to me when I was interviewing some of these like indie authors. It was basically, you have to give people something they will want to read, even though they say they won't. The stuff that people say they don't want to read is the stuff that they do want to read, and the stuff that people say that they do want to read, they don't want to read. That's kind of the way to really think about it, honestly. Like, I don't know if I could, because with me, I don't really read like novel books, but I'll say, do I break my
No, you could have just stopped there. You don't really read. We understand.
I do read. Don't lie to me. Oh my gosh.
Partially literate. But yeah, fair enough. So
I
you
don't
never
know.
just been like into books, man?
I'm into
Like
comic
Harry
books.
Potter didn't.
I'd rather just
Fair enough.
go and comic books got me because I like looking at pictures. If it didn't have
I
pictures,
love those
I
too,
was
man.
just I was just out,
It's hard to knock
honestly.
it, dude. It's amazing artwork, and it's a easy artwork to get like just right in your hands. It's great, man.
Why do you do this to me? I mean, I could try. Like I've told you before, I'm never against doing it. I would never be on that level. But it's just not something I'm super duper into doing right now. But in the future, for sure, yeah.
Fair enough.
So I'll dive into some
Well,
series.
one day maybe you'll run yourself a nice bath. You'll have yourself a nice book, maybe some candlelight. Who
Uh,
knows?
If I, well, what if I drop the book in the bathtub?
You always risk it, you know. What can you do?
Oh God, man. But Miss Colleen Hoover, what did you get? What did you get yourself into? Yeah, her books are. I would imagine anytime they do a movie based off a popular book series like that, the sales just shoot up. I would just imagine, honestly.
I assume so, man. I was not. So this book wasn't on my radar, but it was obviously on a whole bunch of people's since it is a bestseller and a worldwide phenomenon, according to the poster. But
Worldwide
yeah, man,
phenomenon. Holy
with it
shit.
being like 48.5 million or something US box office that opening weekend, yeah, I bet they sold a shitload of books after that.
Oh, for sure. She probably got paid massively. Even just on Amazon alone, probably just made bank. Holy crap.
She seemed to be having the time of her life at the premiere. I was just looking on IMDb. There's a bunch of pictures of her at the premiere there too. So,
Wiping her
this
tears
author
with
is having a
money.
hell of a time.
She's
Which fair
straight up
enough.
just wiping her tears,
Dude, if I
man.
ever wrote anything and Blake Lively was in it, like hell, I would be celebrating that too. Like, yeah, take my picture.
She's at the premiere, probably just just I'm so happy I'm here. Just fucking $500 is right there in her hands. Oh my god. Oh yeah, man. This shit's crazy. But I like it. I always thought to myself I'd write a book one day, but now. Will I do it before I die? Probably. Will I do it ever? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how my life turns out. Maybe I
You
get
should,
hot, rich, and successful.
or you could just hire a ghostwriter, and then all you have to do is just kind of dictate some stuff to them. They'll actually write it for you.
Maybe you're
You
right.
could use AI as your ghostwriter.
Yeah, maybe I'm just that fucking lazy where I just do that and I'll be like, hey, you can get 50-50 profits. I don't care. Just you fucking read it or you write it and do all that shit. But yeah, guys, next week we're gonna be reviewing The Union, a new movie on Netflix right now, starring Halle Berry and Mark Wahlberg, actually. And keep in mind, we'll try and do this a little bit more often, whenever Grace free. I don't know how consistently we'll be able to do this, but I would like to make it a more of a consistent thing whenever we can. I do like covering new movies as well, because I know a lot of people, they kind of say, oh, it's the older stuff. And it's like, well, it's crazy in real life. People prefer the newest stuff. It's a crazy concept. The internet will make you believe that only the older stuff is what people are interested in. No. You actually go out in real life and talk to people. Newer stuff is always getting talked about more. It just is, actually. It's got to make sure you're keeping up with the current things. I like to. Don't like to always live in the past. I like to kind of live in the present as well. But yeah, man. Anything else you want to say before we close out? Actually,
I wish I didn't live in the past, but here we are. I don't know, man. I envy you if your past doesn't constantly plague you at all times. But other than that, I think we're good.
Oh god.
Just thanks for inviting me to talk about this lovely chick flick. And like you mentioned before we started this, your review of this in one sentence is this movie slaps, right?
This is certainly one of the chick flicks ever made. Let's just say that. This is certainly a chick flick. It's got chicks in it. Let's just say that. What else will I be getting?
There's a couple.
There's it just the last thing I'll end off with this for a lot of people is keep in mind, if any of book series that you've ever read and shitted in for the pages, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. So, in all seriousness, if there is a popular book series that you like, and that book generally is bad or good or average or whatever word you want to describe it as, keep in mind, if that ever gets adapted to a big screen, then if it's not good, then this is going to be the result. You know, these things are always kind of like a mixed bag, no matter what it is, you know, like whatever material you're adapting, and also depending on what the writer is going to, you know, allow in. Because keep in mind, when you're writing a book, you're allowed to be a little bit more creative because it's just your own imagination putting, you know, words down on a piece of paper. When it comes to a studio, they have their own way of looking at stuff. Actually, they just do, you know. But yeah, man. Anything else you want to say to the audience? Let them know what you got coming up. Actually,
not much. Supposedly I'm a YouTuber. You know, if you do the things that MSK said, you know, you'll be alerted to when I actually drop the videos. But yeah, fresh off of the cold iron, because I like to strike when it's ice cold. Yeah, get some Acolyte videos coming out soon. So yeah, look forward to those.
Acolyte videos. Holy crap. You know, I've always said this too. I think if people want to, how would I say this being nice, counter other people's opinion, given how gay that is, you yourself have to make your opinion known. You just do, okay? No matter how you do it. Okay, make sure you do things, don't do anything illegal, obviously. But if you want to make your opinion known because you feel like someone else did a bad review of a show or a movie or whatever it is, you yourself be the change you want to be. Or you could just sit on the sidelines and just do that. Be on the sidelines. Don't do anything. Sit there and let other people do all the talking. Yeah, and you get a point there.
Be the resistance, though. Don't take the easy route.
Literally, just go actually make a difference. Be the change you want to be. And it's hard. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. I wouldn't lie to you guys like that. It is definitely going to be hard. But at least when you're able to finally do it and voice your opinions and, you know, get your mind and get your opinions out there for people to hear what you have to say about a movie or how you feel about it, you're going to feel better. Actually, it makes me feel way better when I'm able to talk about, you know, stuff like this. It just is. Because I'm able to like voice my opinions and voice them in a way where people can understand them. And even if you dislike them, that's fine. It's completely fine. You're supposed to. I wouldn't expect you to like them completely, you know? So yeah, that's pretty much it. As you guys know, Gray has some more videos coming out. I think he made actual fandom quit because like I said, he's going to quit YouTube because he apparently he destroyed a lot of people. God, apparently that fucking idiot destroyed people. Holy mother of God. What planet are we living on where that guy destroyed somebody?
I have not been following anything, but hey, if somebody actually got him to get off the internet, they have done a service for us all.
Yes, they did. They did a great service, honestly. Oh, free shipping for that one. You know what? I'll just get this one. It's already in my cart, and I don't care at this point. As you guys know, will I ever actually read? I'll tell you guys this. My first ever book series I will read is It Ends With Us. I'll read the first book, and then I'll do a breakdown video of, you know, how different the book was from the movie. I'll even review the book, honestly, and I'll do the sequel. But those will be the first ones. Will it be anytime soon? No, because I'm fucking busy as hell because I just don't have time to add in more stuff to my plate. But yes, the Cloud9 podcast episodes are getting uploaded to a Rumble. Currently, I'm working on uploading season 3. New episodes of the Cloud9 podcast and Iron Man podcast are getting uploaded to the podcasting platforms. So that way, that if you cannot watch the show live or tune into the show when it's live at all, you can just watch and listen to the show on your preferred podcasting platforms, wherever you consume your podcast, actually. And make sure you guys understand that as a busy person, I do have videos done. We literally did a video in the show. I just have to literally edit it out and put it out for you guys. That's really all it is. So content is constantly getting done. Just going to work on being a lot more consistent. I have the Eric July video I'm going to do, the one about It Ends With Us's drama, Deadpool Wolverine, and I have the channel update videos to do. So I have some videos I do have to work on and get done, and you will be seeing them coming up very, very soon. So thank you guys for checking out this episode of the Iron Man Podcast, and we'll see you guys